Hello, my name is Matthew, and a little bit ago I read the three Theban plays by Sophocles. Um, they have them in a strange ordering. I don't remember the reason why, but it's Antigone, Oedipus the King, and Oedipus a Colonist, translated by Robert Fagles. I'm just going to talk about Oedipus the King, or Oedipus Rex, which is absolutely brilliant. I love this whole series of tragedies. At the heart of it, it's kind of like a murder mystery. It starts where we're outside the palace. We're in Thebes. People are congregating outside the palace. The king comes out. There's a plague upon the land, and the townspeople are looking for guidance and help. What are we going to do? People are dying, the crops are dying, and Oedipus the king uh, needs to solve this problem. And something that makes this story so fast paced is the way that action is described. And I love that it's built into the character. So Oedipus is a man of action. He's brash. He's bold. And when the townspeople say, we need to get an oracle to come up with some sort of prophecy as to what to do, Oedipus is able to say, I've already thought about that, and I already sent my brother-in-law off to get the prophet, and he's probably already nearly on his way back. And so we get the feeling of this man of action getting things done before it's even suggested to him, which I think is terrific. And what we find out is that the previous king had died before Oedipus got there, and the murder went unsolved. And so, what we're told, the first premise is that in order to save Thebes from this plague, we need to find the killer of the previous king. And what I think is just so brilliant is you can read this and not know and find out the horrifying sequence of events that happens. The people at the time, when this play, I guess it was like 5th century BC, something like that. Yeah, it's right there. They, of course, would have completely, they would know this story backwards and forwards. All of that to say that the story is actually more compelling when you do know what's about to come. And there's not many. This isn't really a murder mystery, but there's not many murder mysteries where that's true. Where knowing the big reveal just adds so much more complexity in that dynamic between the storyteller and the listener, or the viewer, or the reader. Just brilliant. Now, what I love, so this story is also, this play is also full of absolutely extreme, absurd situations and coincidences that are baffling, grotesque, unlikely to the point of being outside of reality, things like that. Um, so, what we know is that eventually we find out that Oedipus, there was a prophecy with the original king and queen of Thebes that their child was going to ultimately grow up to murder them. They send the child away. The child goes wherever the child goes, I can't remember. Grows up. Then there's another prophecy. Now it's Oedipus. Oedipus was the child. Another prophecy that Oedipus is going to murder his father and marry his mother. And so he leaves that town and goes to Thebes. That way, he's nowhere near his parents. The prophecy can't come true. Oedipus, on his way to Thebes, comes across some apparent travelers and murders a man. Comes to Thebes and becomes the king. Of course, the person that he murders was actually the previous king. And so, knowing all of those things, at the very beginning of the play, because Oedipus always wants to be very public and speak to everybody, they say we have to find out who killed the previous king. And Oedipus says, "We're gonna find out. We're not gonna have one stone unturned until we find the killer." And as a viewer, we know it's gonna be him. And so finally, another prophet comes, this blind prophet, and Oedipus says, "Well, what do you know?" And he goes, "Well, I'm not saying. I'm not saying anything." And Oedipus believes that he has some secret knowledge that he's withholding, and he finds this incredibly insulting. At least from his perspective, he can still think there's a plague and people are dying and the crops are all dying, and you know something. And he blames the prophet. He ends up blaming his wife's brother, that's Creon, for setting him up. So all this goes on. It's all pushing towards this horrific reveal, and we're going to learn that he did, in fact, not only that he did kill his father and marry his mother, but this fate that he is running away from and avoiding has already happened. It's already in the past. So there's no running away. Just brilliant. But the way the reveal starts unfolding itself, because it's kind of strange to think. At the beginning he goes, well, there's this unsolved murder. Who killed the king? We need to find out who killed the king. And it doesn't seem to cross his mind at first that on his way to Thebes, before Oedipus became the king, he kills a man, shows up, and the king is missing. So finally, the wife makes this offhand comment, and it's like this little detail, which really reminds me of like bad primetime television detective shows where we get all the way towards the end and it seems like it's this impossible mystery to be solved, and then someone will say some ridiculous detail and the detective, whoever, will go, aha, there was table salt out, and so that means this and that. And so what the wife says is she says, she goes, well, the king was murdered at that crossroads. And Oedipus goes, the crossroads? What are you saying? He died on the crossroads. And there was a witness. All of a sudden, Oedipus is thinking like, oh no, like I'm the one that killed the king. It just like dawns on him that it might be him. And we're still not done yet, because we then get the reveal that not only did he kill the king was his father, and the queen is his mother, and they have children. They have sons and daughters, which play an important role later on. But this witness comes, and we're going to have all of this stuff revealed. Now, at this point, Oedipus knows. The queen knows. And again, we're kind of out in the open. The queen is saying, no, please, let's not go there. Let's don't have the witness say what he knows. Oedipus says, no, I want to hear him say it. He has to say it. The queen goes, oh my God, like, just don't say it. And so it comes out. Uh, he murdered his father. He's married and he's sleeping and having children with his mother. The queen is horrified. The wife and mother runs into a room and hangs herself. Servants come out and go, "Oh my God, this is ghastly, horrible." Oedipus runs and sees this, has all of this new uh, knowledge, found out that this fate has already um, come crashing down on him. There's nothing that he can do. He had no idea. Takes these pins and gouges out his eyes, and he's a bloody mess. Just brutal and brilliant. Like, every time I read this, I just it's like being cast by a spell. And every piece, this is considered um, like a perfect play in antiquity. I think Aristotle said something like that, and it's true. Uh, every piece just fits together like a puzzle. It's this little mouse trap where it just snaps together. The blind prophet in the beginning, ends up being blind at the end. The blind person at the beginning actually had awareness and knew what was going on, while Oedipus was ignorant. Now, with and sighted. Now he's blind, but now he has all the awareness, and it's just full of all those things, and it's just great. I ended up reading through Oedipus, a Colonist, and Antigone as well. If I feel like it, I'll make videos about those also. But yeah, Oedipus the King, just love it. Let me know if you've read it. Let me know what you think about anything I had to say. So thank you and take care.